Okay, feeling you. It's Vic the Brick Jacobs and PJ. And of course, wishing everybody a very blessed Thanksgiving coming. It's going to be amazing. Delicious food. Victor, are you cooking the bird? What's going on?
Well, everyone, may your cornucopia runneth over. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Blessings, great health to everyone listening, streaming, feeling you with Victor Brick Jacobs and PJ, Chris Donovan, of course, on the ones and the twos.
Yep.
Listen, this has been an incredible week of sports in Los Angeles. But before we get there, I just want to also give a big shout out to my son and my daughter-in-law, Stony and Stephanie. They are traveling in Alaska looking
Oh,
for the Northern Lights.
oh,
So that's their borealis going on. They're having a
wow.
great time in Fairbanks, trying to get those Northern Lights into play. It's snowing, of course. It's Alaska, so it's snowing. But when it's snowing, it's hard to see the Northern Lights. But hopefully, it clears up for Stoney and Stephanie in the great state of Alaska.
Wow.
But I'll tell you whose aurora is really clouded is the Bus Brothers and the Los Angeles Lakers organization going through a
Yes.
heavy flux.
Yeah.
We have been so involved with the Los Angeles Lakers and the Bus family for so many incredible decades upon decades upon decades as Dr. Jerry Buss built this amazing franchise, one of the greatest, maybe the greatest franchise in sports history. And of course, Jeannie Buss and the Buss family taking it over from the doctor until Mark Walter and Guggenheim bought the Lakers for the astounding sum of $10 billion.
That's all.
And we all knew there was going to be changes. But when the changes finally come, it's still painful. And Joey Buss and his brother,
Jesse.
Jesse Buss, lost their gigs.
Yeah.
And listen, they're well compensated. It doesn't really matter. $750 million each, I believe, when it
Yeah.
comes down to it, when the $10 billion sale finalizes, and the monies are laid out there for all the Bus family. But they were doing a credible job. They got a lot of credit. They did good stuff. Second round picks over the years with the Bus brothers were very, very solid. Austin Reeves was under their watch as a second round pick.
Yep.
Kuzma, Caruso, these guys were all under their watch. Larry Nance Jr. was a very nice second round pick. So that was very, very tough. They were nice and bitter, of course, towards Jeannie in their closing statement, saying Jeannie seemed to solidify herself. Well, we lost our gigs, but obviously there's going to be some very hard feelings involved because hey, they helped build the dynasty, the Buss family. But was it coincidence of the 4-2 vote by the Buss family to do the transaction? They were the two negatives against the sale.
Mm.
But bottom line, how it all panned out was Mark Walter, as always, in any takeover of any corporation, there's always going to be change. They want their own people at the top, and thus you see the scouting change. They fired some scouts. It's more international scouts as opposed to, I believe, NBA scouts, but that's within the building. We don't even know. We do know there was some scouting changes, and we also know that from the Dodgers to the Lakers, there is a huge synergy going on. As Andrew Friedman will now be consulting Rob Pelinka, and Farhan Zaidi will also be overseeing the transformation. So,
Yeah.
so there it is. Who is next? Magic Johnson going to the Lakers in a more powerful role. Stan Kasten, he's now president of the Dodgers. Will he go to the Lakers, help the Lakers, overseeing this change? Of course, Stan did that with the Atlanta Hawks and the Atlanta Braves when he was in the Braves organization. And Lon Rosen, of course, one of the fixtures of the Dodger organization, but he was very close with the Lakers, still close with Jeannie Buss. And he was the public relations maven for the Lakers for many, many years back in the day. So you could see a Dodger Laker symmetry, fusion, if you will, and but still if you're a Laker fan, you know it's for the good because the Lakers will become the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's painful. It's
Well,
painful, PJ.
look, it's all expected, and you can't expect a man to shell out $10 billion and not make some changes. I mean, you got to open your eyes to the fact that if you're going to sell the team, there's going to be changes, and I think that's why they declined to vote in favor of the move because they knew they were on the short end of the stick, and they knew they were going to be broomed. And, yes, they did do some good things. Absolutely. They brought in some good talent to the Lakers. But at the end of the day, when you sit back, you collect, $1 billion, 750,000 after taxes. You expect, you don't need to work A and B, there's got to be changes. There's got to be changes. And certainly Mark Walters has the magic touch. Look what he's done to the Dodgers. His whole infrastructure and structure is great. So it's the same. He wants to move that over to the Lakers. I would do the same thing. He's retaining Jeannie as the president and governor, and which is fantastic. She'll represent the franchise at all the meetings. She certainly has done a lot to build, right? And she had her fights early on with Johnny. Remember that? And she actually kicked
Oh,
Johnny
was it
out.
Jimmy? Was it? I mean, I'm not even sure.
I think it was Johnny and Jimmy, but
Yeah, there was a
there's so many
revolution.
J's, Johnny, Jimmy, Jesse, but
And don't forget Janie.
and Jeannie,
And,
I would never forget Jeannie. And but at the end of the day, I think she was the main one involved, and she deserves to stay. And the other guys, good job, but you did your job. You collected your money, and they'll move on. They're going to start a new sports franchise deal themselves.
yes.
They've got stuff going on already, so they'll land on their feet. They'll land on their feet and do fine. It was sad. I didn't want to see the Lakers
No,
sell.
no one did.
Nobody did.
No one likes
But
to
no,
see
no.
because it was the last incredible, amazing mom and pop
Yes. Yeah.
organization.
Yeah. But they did, and they took the money, and so you can't say anything bad about Mark Walters. He's bringing his whole grid over and taking over, and he's got a magical combination of people working, and I do the same thing. So, all in all, I don't think anybody got hurt in the deal. I think the fans probably, because their love for the Bus family and all of that stuff, and that's gone now. But at the end of the day, you know, so is Kobe, unfortunately.
Well, listen, bless Kobe Bryant
Yeah.
forever in our hearts. We love you, Kobe.
Yep.
But what's also stunning in the fact that they make the change with the Lakers playing, really fabulous basketball, 11-4.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, Braun is back, played 30 minutes, 12 assists, 11 points, an incredible facilitator. Everyone was wondering when Braun comes back, can he fit into the Luca show,
Boy,
which is
can
now,
he?
which is where the Lakers are. It's Luca's team. It's the Luca show. Braun, 23rd year in the league. He's been the main man, one of the greatest ever to play the game. There's no
Yep.
doubt. Will he give up the ball to Luca
Hmm.
and Austin Reeves and blend into the Lakers? And from game one, it was, I believe it was so enlightening and so invigorating if you're a Laker fan to see Bron pass the ball, move the ball brilliantly,
Beautiful.
and they scored 140 on Utah, which was the highest scoring of the year. They shot the ball the best of like close to 60% from the field. So the Lakers look fantastic with Bron, coming back, from sciatica, missing the first 14 games. That's a tough injury. Listen, sciatica is harsh and
Oh,
brutal. I mean, so, people who are just stupid think it was a phony injury. That's no phony injury. That's a
yeah.
real harsh, brutal injury that Brian had to come back from. Sciatica, if anyone's had it, like he said, you don't want it.
No.
I don't wish it on anybody.
Yeah.
But Brian came back, played great basketball, and they had a week off for Brian to rest, the team to practice with again, so they could be a force in the West. I mean, Luka's averaging what, like 35 a game, 36 a
He's looking
game.
great. He's looking great.
Reeves has looked fantastic. Aiton double every night. DeAndre Aiton, Marcus Smart playing some nice defense.
Yep.
This is a team that could challenge.
Huh?
Uh, I would fear for the Lakers in the playoffs. because they're gonna finish, top four seeds, I think,
Yeah.
because with Luca, the full season of Luca and Braun working together with Austin, that's going to be a very tough squad.
Yeah.
And Reddick's coaching up a storm. I love what JJ's doing.
He's doing a great job. He's doing
So
a great job.
they look good.
Yeah.
Just to slip into the Clippers is, since we're doing a little NBA.
Oh,
Chris Paul retires after
yeah.
21 years. The
Yeah.
point guard for the Clippers,
Yeah.
sensational point guard, maybe the greatest ever point guard in
Maybe.
terms of numbers,
Yeah.
assists, incredible. Chris Paul, just a wonderful player. Never won the big one, but he was close. He
Yep.
was close, but 12-time All-Star. So we'll miss Chris Paul, sensational ball player. But the Clippers in a funk.
Oh,
They won one in Charlotte. Harden put up 55. The beard, PJ, went
beard.
off for 55.
I saw that. Yes.
Franchise record.
Yeah. Yeah. The beard was on fire. It was smoking coming out of that beard.
Ah!
He was on fire, and they needed it because the Clippers have been in a funk, and they're 5-11, I think, and it's like they're the flip of the Lakers, basically. So, they do have talent. They are older, but they do have talent. Who knows if they're going to put it together and put on any kind of a run,
A long freaking season. And,
a long
T.
season.
Lue's an excellent coach. They
Yep.
could put it together. They just have to play more defense
Yeah.
and rebound.
Yeah.
They've been missing the fundamentals, but basically, uh, it's Oklahoma City's title to lose. They look fantastic,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Thunder.
They're Thunder.
But you know who lost it, PJ, in Autzen Stadium in Oregon, your USC Trojans yesterday. That was
Well,
a
that was,
tough
yeah.
loss.
I
But
think we
again,
talked about that last week, and I said it was going to be very, very tough going. I didn't expect the Trojans to win. I really didn't. I didn't expect it. I
well, they were
just
10.5 point favorites. I mean, Vegas knew, the
yeah,
odds makers
yeah,
knew
yeah,
it was Oregon's game.
yeah,
And they played like it. Their running game was fantastic.
yeah.
Uh, SC had no running game.
They had no running game.
Their special teams were from hell. The 85 yard punt return by Malik
Yep,
of the Ducks, that was the game breaker. But over 100 yards in penalties, very very sloppy.
sloppy game.
Offside,
Didn't
penalty when Oregon missed a kick. When one of the Trojans leaped, penalty. Oregon keeps the ball. They drive for the touchdown. Just some big plays, but they lose by
well,
15.
yeah.
But they were on the doorstep. If that soothes Trojan fans, they were on the doorstep of the college football playoff, but got blown out when it counted. And number seven, Oregon at home, very difficult to beat, especially with a playoff berth on the line. And the Trojans didn't have it. Maeva, played well. The wideouts were fabulous. What was interesting? Usually on the road, defense and your running game can carry you on the road, not the passing game. But you flip it because Maeva to Lemon and Lane, they had great games.
They look great.
The
They
passing
look
game was
great.
excellent.
But
But
it's
the
never
running
that with
game, King Miller did
yeah.
not had
No.
his rare clunker. I think he had like 40 yards.
Yeah.
King Miller had been running beautifully, but not yesterday.
No.
But the Ducks were a machine again. 45
Yeah.
points at home.
And the Trojans, unfortunately, fell back to their old ways with the leaky defense. They don't have a good
Yes.
defense. They're unable to patch it up. Oregon was able to run through them, pass through them, and ultimately beat them. And along with that, what I didn't like, I expected them to lose, but I didn't like the discipline of the team. The craziness when he goes over and grabs the ball. Our receiver goes over and grabs the ball, tries to get it away from a player. We get a big penalty out of that. I mean, they're just stupid plays that shouldn't be happening. We should have more discipline than that. And
If
it's
you're
not,
penalized over 100 yards in a game,
yeah,
there's no
yeah.
discipline.
There's no discipline.
That's no
And I
discipline.
mean, that's what I felt through the whole thing. I was going like, where's the discipline with this team? They could be better even than they are. That, look, they are a level below Oregon. I knew that. We all knew that, I think. And I think it only gets worse from there. Had they have somehow beaten Oregon, they were done anyway, in my opinion. There's no way they're going to beat the bigger Big Ten teams right now. They're not equipped for it. They don't have the defense yet, maybe next year they'll patch those holes and become more disciplined of a team. Their offense looked good, like you said. I loved Lane. I love Lemon. I love those guys. Hines did a
Hines
great
had a great
job.
game, yeah.
I mean, just a great game. He came out of basically nowhere in this game to really, really, he did an amazing job. But he also got a little crazy and grabbed that ball away from that player. And anyhow, there was just we need more discipline. We need more defense. And I think next year can be a better year. But yeah, be happy where you are, I guess. You got near it, but you didn't get it.
Well, they go on. They'll beat UCLA at the Collie next week to
Yeah.
finish 9-3, and they'll go to some schlock bowl, and
Yeah.
that'll be their season. A
Well, that's
schlocky
it. Don't
bowl
go to
appearance.
and let me say this again because I've said it the last few years. Do the USC alumni a favor, of which I'm one, and don't go to a bowl game because I feel like with these bowl games should be a reward for a great season. They still didn't have a great season. They got better, still not a great season. Don't go to some schlocky, terrible Egg Bowl or whatever one you're going to go to in Fresno or wherever it might be, and play that game. No, I won't watch it. I won't even watch it. I know they get money out of it, but still, you shouldn't go to that. You should reward these teams when they do great and give them a bowl that means something. And if you're a team that hasn't done well or well enough, lived up to your expectations, losing to the Irish, losing, to Oregon,
Illinois.
Illinois, and God forbid you lose to UCLA, I wouldn't go to the Mud Bowl if they served it up. I just wouldn't. I would say, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go. Forget about it. But that's a whole other story. UCLA looked terrible.
They've
They
lost
got,
five in a row. Whatever mojo they had, they've lost.
oh no, they looked awful.
But, but,
Washington just cleaned their clock. I mean, it
but
was
more
terrible.
importantly, PJ, was that the last game ever at the Rose Bowl?
Well, there's a big story. There's a big story, and who knows? I know that for years and years and years, because I produced shows at the Rose Bowl for 14 years, and those residents hate it. They hate the traffic. They hate all of that.
But they love the revenue. They love the revenue coming
Of
in.
course, they love the revenue, but the residents around that bowl, and that's you're driving down side streets to get there. They all hate it. So there's a lot of pressure. That's why the NFL back in the day, they were trying to go there at one point before they redid the Coliseum and SoFi Stadium and all that. And they said no, because they've had it with all the traffic and all of that. So yeah, I mean, it could have very well be the very last game UCLA plays there. And that's it's very sad because the Rose Bowl is iconic and the name's iconic and all of that. But, you know,
It's beyond sad, PJ.
yeah,
Uh, this lust for dollars because of this, the suites of SoFi.
yep,
I don't buy the drive.
yeah,
It'll take you more time to get to SoFi from Westwood than Pasadena. I don't buy that. It's so much such a hassle driving to Pasadena.
yeah,
This is you said it, PJ. It's iconic. It is
yeah.
college football.
Yes.
To play with those mountains, the San Gabriel Mountains
Oh,
in the background glowing, and this iconic stadium that has been legendary, for decades upon decades upon decades. To go into sterile SoFi,
yeah,
you can't tailgate anymore. The tailgating would be over.
it's
Uh,
over.
I
Yes.
believe in just renegotiating that lease that goes to 2044. Renegotiate it. Let UCLA uh, give up whatever is going on with the city, with the
Mm,
Pasadena. Make a deal. They should get the revenues from the suites. Figure it out, but don't leave the Rose Bowl, UCLA. Your team sucks, but you know what? You have to improve from within. Improve the team. It's not about the Rose Bowl. It's about the team and the infrastructure of your football program, which is
right.
in an abyss. Don't leave the Rose Bowl. UCLA, forget about it. You see the brick.
There it
You
is.
see it. Stay in
It's-
Pasadena. They
Give it
love
to
it.
him.
It's iconic. It's the
Yes.
Rose freaking bowl. You see the brick? Yes, you freaks are gone, me, you. Stay at the Rose Bowl, y'all. It's college football.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense. They earned that brick. then they
Make a
deserve it.
deal.
I
It's
mean,
okay if it's money.
yeah,
Get your luxury boxes together. Let UCLA get that money.
yeah,
Right now, they don't get it. Give it to them. Make a
yeah,
deal. Just negotiate it. It's too important. Everyone's in SoFi.
yeah.
You have the Rams. You have the Chargers. You don't need UCLA there.
No, yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Money usually wins, as we know. So wherever the money's going to flow, whatever direction that money's going to flow, is where they're going to go. So, if the money flows back to them, they'll stay at the Rose Bowl. If it flows to SoFi, that's where you'll find UCLA because that's what this league is all about. And that's what sports is all about. It's a great competitive thing, and we all love it. But you follow the money, follow the trail of money,
There you go. And then you find the answer. You
and
find
then
the
you
truth.
find the answer, you
It
know.
may not be the truth, but it's the sort of truth
Yeah,
that money rules. But in this case, my heart is with the Rose Bowl,
yeah,
city of Pasadena, um, the whole thing.
yeah.
NFL Week 12, PJ,
Here we go.
biggest game. It's tonight. It's the Rams, Tampa Bay. Who do you love?
Oh, there's none bigger. Both teams amazing. I think this thing is going to be a real fun game to watch, a shootout of all shootouts. I really believe that. I think both quarterbacks amazing. I think you're going to see a very close game. You're going to see it down to the wire, and in the end, I think the Rams are going to win it. I think the Rams come away with the victory, and they beat the Bucks. And it's going to be though a fun game to watch. There's going to be a heck of a lot of score. It could be 70 points in this game. 70 points scored. I'm really looking for that.
Well, Baker Mayfield, former Ram, remember his miracle story? They
Yeah.
picked him up basically from the garbage heap.
Yep.
Comes in with 2 days preparation, leads the Rams to a gigantic win, resuscitated his career. Everyone loved Baker in Los Angeles, but became a top tier quarterback now, of course, with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
They have a nice record, but their wideouts are banged up. That's tough for Baker to go downfield. The
It's hard,
Rams,
but
the Rams secondary is hungry. They're fresh off 4 picks at Seattle. Remember, they got after Sam Darnold,
yep.
and they played an incredible defensive game against Seattle. I see the same thing happening here. I love Rams big. I
Yeah.
love Rams big over Seattle. This is a statement game. Rather over Tampa Bay. I love the Rams big. Tampa Bay is banged up. Baker's gonna have a nice game, but you know what? It's going to be Rams by more than the field goal, PJ. I like the Rams by a lot at SoFi. It's the Rams' house. They're hungry. Also, congratulations. They just signed Nate
Yes.
Landman, their
Yeah.
linebacker, to a nice 4-year deal. He
That's
was
a good find.
out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
mean, he's been
Yeah.
punching out balls like every week, creating
Oh yeah.
fumbles. He's been playing fantastic linebacker. So
Yep.
congratulations to Nate Landman. A new 4-year deal, I believe, guaranteed 15 million. That's great. I love the success stories. I love the success stories, but what a failure for the Chargers last week. I know they're off this weekend, but PJ,
Yeah.
that was when you go into Jacksonville,
Yeah.
and every game right now is very, very impactful to make the playoffs, just to make the playoffs because AFC is loaded,
Yeah.
and the Chargers just fell totally flat.
No, they
Um,
were
Herbert had
obliterated.
Herbert's
Obliterated.
worst game as a pro. I think at 81 yards. They
Yeah.
yanked him with 11 minutes left. They put in Lance.
Yeah.
That was an embarrassment.
That was another one. Another one. Yeah, that was just bad. It was
Jim Harbaugh's worst loss as a Charger
ever.
head coach is no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, I think so. I
Maybe
mean,
ever.
yeah, I think ever. I mean,
You're
because
right.
this is prime time and this is amazing. And it's like nobody expected that. Nobody would have predicted that kind of a beating from the Jaguars, and it was embarrassing. And I would have taken them out at the end of the first half because you could see nothing was happening. There was nothing going on there. Nothing was going to change. Yeah, they just looked, and I hate to say this about a Harbaugh team, but they looked unprepared
Yes.
and right and not emotional at all. And so I don't know where that
I don't,
came
I don't, I
from.
don't get it, PJ. They had a bye week coming up.
Yeah.
They had a bye coming out
Bye-bye.
of that game. So all Jim had to do was one of his crazy
Right.
fiery speeches, saying,
Yeah.
"Fellas, we got 2 weeks to prepare for our next game, but let's beat the Jaguars today. It's a
Right.
giant game in the standings. they get beat by what 30. Whatever. It was
Yeah,
over.
it was
Like
like
you said, first half, it was over.
it was
So they're
over.
7-4. They're on the
Yeah,
bubble.
yeah,
If the playoffs started today, they'd be in, but they look terrible. I
they
mean,
look terrible.
they play the Raiders next. Speaking of the Raiders, they get Shador Sanders with Cleveland starting today. What a story!
It's a great story.
He's starting. He's
Yeah,
starting. Had a horrible game. It was what he threw for 46 yards and a pick.
yeah,
His last game, but it was tough. It was his first
yep,
game as a pro.
yep.
His house gets robbed of $200,000 worth of stuff, but yet he maintains his attitude. He could have a really good game today. Shador, he throws a nice ball. If he gets time, he doesn't run backwards. Who knows what Shador can do against the Jets? I think they're playing the Jets today.
Yeah, yeah. They're are they playing the Raiders today, right?
I mean, the Raiders. I'm sorry, the
Yeah,
Raiders. Raiders, Jets, they're both
and
lousy
here,
teams.
yeah, and remember I picked Denver by 3 over KC,
You did. That was a good
and
call.
I'm going to do it again here. I'm picking the Raiders to beat Cleveland, by 3, and or maybe 7. I think the Raiders. This is their win. This is their chance. Pete Carroll is licking his chops to get to Sanders, and they're gonna drive him crazy. I think Max Crosby and the whole defensive group of the Raiders is gonna put so much pressure on him. He's gonna be throwing that ball all over. I look for like at least 2 interceptions by the Raiders, and I look for a uh, solid start for the Raiders. I think they're going to have one of their better games. I really do. I think they're going to have one of their better games here, and they're going to win by at least 3, maybe 7. We'll see.
In a game really quite meaningless, but only to Pete Carroll and Shador Sanders
Yeah.
and the Sanders family. The Cleveland defense is tough. I must say the Cleveland defense is tough.
Yep.
But yeah, it's the Raiders' time to win a game. It's the
It is.
Raiders' time. Colts, Chiefs,
Oh,
PJ.
oh,
I know. Listen, the Colts are the best team in the AFC, 9-2, along with the Patriots. They're both 9-2. But this is the must win for the Chiefs? They're 5-5. They can't go to 5-6, can they? I didn't think they go to 5-5. They
yeah.
lose to the
Well,
Colts today, which is very possible. Daniel Jones is flinging it. Jonathan Taylor is running it. They can go to 5-6 if they don't
yeah.
wake up at at Arrowhead today. They can easily go to 5-6.
Well, I think it's safe to say this is a must-win.
Yes,
Kansas City. They lost to Denver by 3. If they don't win this game, you can basically say they're out of the running, even though they're not officially out of the running. But I think mentally, I think there's too many good teams ahead of them. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I feel like they're on their downward, and it sounds weird to say rebuilding phase because I think they are. I think they're at a phase where, they've lost some positional players, and, ever since they lost Hill, they've been going downhill. And it's like I do believe that they have to rebuild. Not a major rebuild. They've got Mahomes. They've got, good stuff there. They've got Worthy, who's really come up big. They've got, Chris Jones. They've got players, but they don't have the same magic. And they need another spark plug player to come in there or two. With their coach, Andy Reid, he'll find a way to be competitive. I just don't see them getting back to the Super Bowl. I don't see it this year.
not
They're
this year.
not, no, they're
They
not going
might
to make it.
sneak into the playoffs if they have a nice, late surge.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
only week 12.
Yeah.
There's 5, 6
A
games
lot,
left
a
for all
lot
these
of
teams.
time left.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of time left.
Yeah.
My New York Giants, of course,
Oh,
have Jameis Winston going today, who I love. I just love when he starts because
oh,
he can throw 6 touchdowns, 5 picks in one game, throw
yeah.
for 400 yards and lose. So I like Jameis against
Yeah.
the Lions. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
But
That'll be a fun one. That'll be a good game.
but
Yeah.
how about their rookie lineman Carter falling asleep this week during practice?
Yeah.
Abdul Carter, he falls asleep. He's during workouts.
Yeah.
The guy fell asleep. He's a rookie, highly touted. I think it was a number 3 pick on the
Yeah.
draft.
Yeah.
The dude can't stay awake. I kind
Well,
of understand him. And the Giants is pretty boring, but you gotta stay awake. You gotta stay awake.
I think he needs to check his sugar levels. He might have a problem because, falling asleep on the practice field is, that's out there. Yeah, I think he may have a medical situation he needs to look at. But that was wild. That's a wild story. It fits in kind of with what's going on.
But the
And
Giants, the,
yeah,
the, the Giants, They've been
Yeah.
asleep all year. You see the brick.
Give
You
it
see
to
the
him.
brick, Giants.
Give him
It's
some
like telling the
sugar.
car to wake up. You see the brick. You freaks.
There you
Dong
go.
to you.
You need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, what's fascinating to me is a couple things. Joe Burrow on the edge of coming back, the
On the cusp.
precipice of it. I think we'll probably see him on Thanksgiving Day. So it's super, super important for the Bengals to win today. They have to win this game with Joe Flacco in order to give number two Joe, and now currently going to be number one Joe again, Burrow, to come back and help this team and get them into a playoff position, which sounds crazy, but they could still do it. The big problem, of course, is Jalen, who spit on Ramsey. You know that story,
Oh man.
which is just so
It's the
stupid.
lowest of the low.
Yeah, I
Lowest of the
hated
low.
that. I hated that. First of all, Ramsey, former Ram, great player, and Jalen,
Jamar Chase has got to control himself.
yeah,
Any player,
yeah,
any player.
yeah,
I know this trash talking galore.
yeah.
It's every moment there's trash talking. You've got to
You
have
understand?
control. You can't spit on another player in any
That's
sport, man.
that's
Any
ridiculous.
sport.
That's
You know,
ridiculous.
and Ramsey obviously got physical. He loves to trash talk. They
Mm,
all trash talk.
they
You
all
know,
do.
it's all mano a mano.
Yeah.
You know, trash talking is part of the game in any sport. There's always going to be that. But you got to control yourself, Jamar Chase.
I mean,
Jamar, what are you doing? You see the
that's
brick.
there.
You
He
see it,
deserves it.
Jamar.
He deserves
Control
the brick.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eat it,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
freak. Dong me, you.
These
You
are good
can't
bricks
spit on
today.
anyone. I don't care what
The-
walk of life, what you're doing. You don't. It's one
Well,
of the most
listen,
despicable acts.
here's my take on it. First of all, you're getting paid an insane amount of money. I mean, insane amount of money as a player to be there, right? He's making $40 million a season. Okay. That breaks down for you. And I think I did some math on that just so you have an idea. I mean,
How much you lost for the 1 game suspension?
yeah, the suspension is a $500,000.
$500,000.
Yeah, $500,000 suspension costing him out of his pocket. But when you're paying $40 million to somebody for a season, what did it cost the team? What's it going to cost the team?
Oh,
If they don't win today because he's not there, that kills them before Joe Burrow can even get back with the team. If I was the owner, I would be so upset paying anybody $40 million, having them take themselves out of the next game, which is the most important. That's the one being played today. They have to win this game. Now he's sitting on the bench. He's making 40 million bucks a year, $161 million over 4 years, $36,000 a minute when he plays for the 60-minute game. I mean, incredible money. You can't do this kind of stuff. This is schoolyard stuff. Do all the trash talking you want. We saw Kobe Bryant standing at the foul line, trash talking, saying the guy said you're not going to hit the free throws. He said $500,000 right now says I hit them like that, right? We've got
yes.
it on tape. We saw it, and he hit him. But the guy didn't bet him because he knew Kobe was going to hit him. He was trash talking. Kobe was trash talking. Nobody was spitting. Nobody's
Never.
doing anything. It's part of the game. But you can't take it to the next level when so much is on you as a player. You're the lead player on that team. You're the big gun. Take yourself out of the game and maybe take the Bengals out of a chance to even get to the playoffs, get to the next level because of a very stupid play. Honestly, I don't think 500,000 is enough. If I was the owner,
I think it's a mild suspension also,
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
spitting,
I
could
do
be
too.
3, 4 games.
Yeah,
But bottom line is, are the Bengals a contender even when Joe Burrow gets back? This
we
AFC is
don't
so
know.
loaded,
Yeah,
PJ.
I
It's
know.
so loaded. New
Yeah.
England with Drake May,
Woo.
playing fantastic football.
Yeah,
Vrabel, early coach of the year. I
yeah,
believe how he turned around the Patriots. Uh,
yeah.
Even though it's still week 12, but the Patriots have been looking fabulous. The Colts have been looking fabulous.
Got some great teams. We
Oh,
have
just
more teams above 500 than we've had in years, which
yeah,
is really
it's very
fun.
exciting. It's
It's
very
fun
exciting.
because you can pick your team, whatever your team is, maybe not your team, Vic, but everybody else's team, and you can basically still have a chance at this point in the season to be in the playoffs.
You're alive. You're
Yeah,
maybe a
yeah,
game and a half back, of
yeah,
a wild card. So
yeah.
you're alive.
You're alive. You're
Yeah.
alive. And that's so much fun for everybody. So I applaud what's going on in the NFL. I love that.
No,
I
it's
do.
jubilant. It's jubilant.
Oh, it's
NFL
amazing.
fans are just
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
crazy.
Everybody's in on it, the fun and everything, unless you're a New York fan. But Vic, I've got a
Exactly.
quiz. I have a quiz for you based on what we're
I,
just
I,
talking
I
about with
love
this.
quizzes as opposed to tests.
Okay.
I always
Well,
love the quizzes. Yeah.
this is a pop quiz, multiple guests. No, it's not multiple guests. It's I want to see if you can remember who.
Last year's Miss Universe.
No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I know you've got that written down.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah, I do too. So we're talking about fines. Who got the biggest fine of all time in the NFL? Can you remember? And not that long ago.
Well, Jamar Chase's 500,000's got to rank up there, but
Well, yeah, but think about longer term. Someone that was not for a game, but was suspended. I'll give you a hint. A receiver.
wow, one of those wacky
Yeah,
wideouts.
yeah. Any idea?
I have no clue. I have no
Because
clue.
I mean, I didn't know either. I looked it up, but Calvin Ridley was suspended for the entire season, lost $11.1 million dollars
Oof,
for
oof.
gambling. For gambling.
Gambling.
Yes, yeah. Lost the whole season.
That's
That's a
crazy,
huge fine. That's a
man.
huge fine. I mean,
Again,
11 million bucks.
the thrill of the win when you're gambling. I
Yeah,
know it's very very addictive, but you
yeah.
got to look at the big picture. You got to make good decisions.
Oh
People
my God. Oh my
just
God.
don't gamble. If you're a professional athlete, don't leave it to leave it
That's
to the
right.
amateurs.
Yeah, leave it to
Leave it to the amateurs.
leave it to
You're
me.
playing the game. Yeah,
Leave it to me. I'm a Vegas
leave
guy. I love to go there and lose money all the time. It's fun.
it to us.
Yeah, leave it to us. We know how to lose money and we don't affect anybody except ourselves. I
Ah,
mean,
but
that's
who won't bet on Miss Mexico to win Miss Universe
I
at the
think you
pageant?
did. I think you
I
did.
loved her resilience when
Yeah.
she was disrespected by that Thai official, called her dumb because she missed a photo opportunity
Right.
with
Right.
the rest of the girls. Totally disrespected her. But what I respected was she walks out and the rest of the ladies walk out with her in
Yeah.
solidarity, and she wins the pageant. Miss Mexico, Mexico, Viva Mexico. She wins the pageant.
Yeah. How about that?
Miss
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 Universe.
Fernandez. She
Ole.
wins. Oh, you're telling me? And finishing second was Miss Thailand. So there was a big controversy. There were, the crowd was booing because Miss Thailand finished second. She was first runner up.
Yep.
Of course, the home team's going to go for Miss Thailand, but from Miss Mexico to bounce back, from
Yeah.
that humiliation and
Yes.
win the pageant.
Gotta give it.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Bless
Yeah.
her heart. Miss Fernandez, I think of Fatima
Fatima.
Bosch
Yeah.
Fernandez. Well done. Kudos.
Great job.
And
Great job.
what a pageant. I mean, there was a lot
Yeah.
of controversy. Miss Jamaica fell.
Yeah. She
She's still in the
poor
hospital
thing.
receiving care. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just a crazy, crazy Miss Universe pageant.
It really was. It
Donald
was
Trump wasn't even there.
no, it was almost like a Chargers game. I mean, it was just a mess. Hey, we got to wrap things up, but we got to talk a little sumo. I mean,
Oh,
what's going on?
it's over. It's over.
I
There was a
know.
three-way tie at the top.
Yeah.
Day 15 from Fukuoka, Japan.
Oh,
And there were the two Yokozunas. There was Onosato. There was I'll show you, and the incredible Ukrainian Ionoshiki as a three-way tie going into the final day.
wow.
Onosato pulls out because of a shoulder injury, and he'd been losing. And my beloved bride Yuko Sakamoto and myself were saying, "What's with Onosato? He doesn't seem to have it the last couple of days." Well, he had a shoulder surgery, pulled out today. So
There it
it was
is.
I'll show you the other Yokozuna and the surging Ukrainian Ionoshiki, and Ionoshiki beats I'll show you Gang Miyu.
Wow.
He is your new sumo champion from the great country of Ukraine.
Yes.
Ionoshiki beats I'll show you, and everyone's going wild in the sumo world
It's amazing.
again.
Yeah.
Yogatane,
Yeah.
Yogatane, we are so happy for your happiness, Ionoshiki. And domo arigato for an incredible 15 days from Fukuoka.
Yeah. That's it. Well, the diapered ones are always fun to watch, and
You're telling
certainly,
me it's the
certainly
greatest sport on earth.
Yeah, there you go. It's the biggest sport on earth. I'll
You're
tell you
telling
that
me.
right now. I mean, hey, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you cooking? What are you doing?
Well, our beautiful daughter-in-law, Stephanie, has prepared, was going to prepare, when she
Oh,
gets back from Alaska, a sensational meal. So we're looking forward to that.
oh,
And
nice, nice,
we have
nice.
friends from San Francisco coming
Yeah.
to visit. So it's going to be a wonderful family time, family and friends, and everyone
Well,
just, toast, celebrate your good health, celebrate everything. Living in the greatest country in the world, United States of America.
yes, and celebrate our great staff, Chris Donovan.
CD and the ones and the twos.
Yes, celebrate
My
Dave
beloved bride Yuko
Cardone.
Sakamoto on the gongs. Gets me
Ukes.
here and produces me, every
Yes,
moment of my life.
yes.
Thank you, Yuko.
Yep,
Thank you, Chris. And of
yep.
course, Dave
Dave,
Cardona, our graphics master,
that's it.
producing sensational graphics. PJ, thank you. This has been,
Thank you.
we're in the holiday season. I give thanks to you,
Yes, give thanks
everyone,
to you.
everyone who puts the show on the air. Feeling You with Victor Brick Jacobs and PJ. Yeah, feeling you.